Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you stopped by today. And a lot is going to happen here today, but I want you to know from the get-go that just for being here today and giving your attention to the presentation, you're going to receive a copy of my ebook, So You Want to Be a Life Coach, for free. And in this book, it contains all the information you're going to hear in the webinar and then some. Today, my plan is to blow your mind wide open. I intend to connect the dots for you, the dots that will show you a clear pathway to all the success and fulfillment you could possibly want. I'm going to show you how to get there through the amazing profession of coaching. I'm not only going to give you the fundamentals of how to coach people, but I'm going to share with you how to become successful in every sense of the word. The coaching profession offers tangible and intangible rewards, and I've narrowed it down to what I call the 3 F's: flexible work schedule, freedom to do things your way, and of course, financial security. I'm going to share with you how to create a professional life that fully supports the dreams and visions you have for your personal lifestyle. I'm going to give you the template to create a life where you call the shots in your day-to-day, where you can feel an enormous sense of satisfaction and pride for creating something amazing that belongs to you, something that sustains and nourishes your life fully and enriches the lives of those you touch. But I want you to think about this point. When you create something from your inner core, your sweet spot, your life becomes pandemic safe, unemployment safe, and you become free to live the life you envision. Nothing can interrupt that. With that premise, what I'm going to share with you today is a pathway to create a life that gives you all the power. In just a few moments, you're going to discover exactly what it takes to coach people with effectiveness, exactly what you have to do to become a coach, how to determine if you're right for the coaching profession, and lastly, a path to becoming a successful, income-producing coach. But first, know this: if you want to be a coach, you need a reason that motivates your decision, a real drive, because being a coach is a life decision more than it is a job. So read that last line again. Being a coach is a life decision more than it is a job. And if you want to become something bigger, have something more than what you are and have today, you have to have a strong desire and a strong drive to change. You need something powerful that gives meaning and purpose to your decision. My motivation and drive came 11 years ago. I had been living a life of abundance and freedom, or so I thought, when my circumstances changed in an instant. In a 30-day period, I went from having everything to having nothing. I had been in a 14-year marriage where I hadn't been working outside of the home. I'd given up my financial power to my spouse. And I learned my then husband embezzled an enormous amount of money. And when it came time for him to pay the price, I was left standing alone with nothing. I found myself penniless, with 2 small children to raise, no husband, and no place to live. I hadn't held a day job in 10 years. I was forced to engage with my life as a single mom. I could either curl up in the fetal position or I could get to work to change my reality and understand how I came to be in the position I was in. I decided to change my reality and get very real with myself. First and foremost, I knew I had to provide for my kids. I also knew in that moment I was done playing it small in my life. I had to be done. Playing it small led me to the moment I was in. And in that moment, my very survival depended upon letting go of playing it small. I literally felt my soul was calling out to me to rise into my authority and become my best self and live my best life. The pain of the moment woke me up, so I answered the call. And that call led me to the life I have today. I do what I want to do. I buy what I want to buy. I go where I want to go when I want to go there. And worry is a thing of the past. And nothing will ever separate me or my kids from my abundance and safety again. I am in the driver's seat of my life, and it is awesome. So if you are ready to answer the call in your life to rise into your greatness, I will show you how you can have more money, more freedom, and more fulfillment. And guess what? They go together. They happen at the same time. If you've been thinking about coaching for a while and you want to help a few or many, you're in the right place. If you want to be known across the globe or in your local community, you're in the right place. If you want financial abundance to flow in your life, doing what you love to do, you've come to the right place. This is a moment you can choose to lean into greatness. The door is opening for you today. Hi, I'm Phyllis King. I've been known as a common sense psychic all my career, and I've worked with tens of thousands of people in 30 countries. I'm known for being practical and down to earth, and my work has been featured on ABC, CBS, and NBC TV networks. I've been on radio programs all across the country and in Europe, and to date, I've been published in over 100 print and online publications. I've written 5 books, including Bouncing Back, Thriving in Changing Times with the late Dr. Wayne Dyer, and my latest book, The Energy of Abundance, Practical Advice and Spiritual Wisdom to Achieve Anything. It's available in bookstores now. And if you look at the graphic on the right of your screen, those are some of the outlets I've been featured in. And one of the things we have to think about is there room for me? Well, you have to know that the marketplace is hungry for coaches. There aren't too many coaches, but too few to answer the vast need people have for connection and understanding. And there is no one size fits all in this business. Many voices are needed. We live in a fast-paced, swipe-right world that leaves many lacking in the tools to navigate life's complex moments. So trusted coaches have become a godsend and an answer for millions because, as you see from the graphic, there is no swipe-right solution to inner turmoil. So the top 3 questions most new coaches ask, or those thinking about coaching ask, is 1, can I make money? 2, will I be able to give good advice? And 3, what if I say the wrong thing? Well, let's tackle that. Not only can you make money, you can earn 6 or 7 figures. It's up to you. You determine that number. Next, we don't give advice. So you can't give bad advice because we don't give advice. What we do is lead people to their own answers by being curious and compassionate investigators. And lastly, if you say the wrong thing, well, look it. When you're sincere and possess an honest intention to serve, you rarely say the wrong thing. If you say the wrong thing, you behave as you would in any relationship. You say, I'm sorry. How can I make it better? And that's it. And finally, I teach a breakthrough method of marketing called authentic marketing through purpose and magnetism. And my method teaches the fundamentals of marketing, but specifically how to call in your tribe. Those people who are about what you are about. And we start by focusing on 4 basic areas. The big 4, I call them. Number 1, be authentic. You begin by defining the talents and strengths you were born with. And you base your coaching on those talents and strengths. And all of us, upon reflection, know that somewhere around 7, 8, 10, 11, depending on you started to know what you were good at, what you were naturally good at. We base your coaching around that. Next, be sincere. Sounds simple, but you'd be surprised. Tell people the truth. Be real, be open, be transparent. I mean, that's what we want from our clients, and that's how we can be successful with us, when we have a transparent, open relationship. Next, you have to learn how to perfect marketing messages that define problems and offer solutions. That's the whole area you have to master. And finally, be available in many forms, but mostly be available, whether it's on the phone or through a website. I can't tell you how many times someone has called me. I pick up the phone and they say, oh my gosh, you answered. And I told myself, if you answered the phone, I was going to go with you, meaning they were going to select my service when they could select other people's. And as a reminder, in a little while, you're going to have an opportunity to click on a graphic just like this and download the ebook, So You Want to Be a Life Coach, for free. So just get ready to click when that happens. All right, so let's get started. I want you to take a breath and clear your head and get ready to receive the download. And I want to make sure you're comfortable, because I'm going to lay it all out for you right now, and it's a lot of information. So if you don't have one, get a pen and paper and let's get started. I want to walk you through what I'm calling the fast track information. And this information will help you start today to become a coach on purpose, and which is the gateway to an abundant life. And so in these slides, you're going to learn how to determine if you should be a coach, the first steps to getting ready to coach, the fundamentals of coaching, and then how to set up your platform/business. Number 1, are you right for coaching? Okay. Do you like people? It's very important you like people, because we listen to people's stories. We have to be compassionate toward them no matter where they are in their process, and everybody is at a different place. You have to be able to be patient and kind and genuinely want the best for them. And that usually comes with people who like people. Number 2, are you aware of your biases, and can you navigate around them? You know, we all have biases. They aren't all negative. Some of them protect us, but we've all been raised by different parents and parts of various communities and political points of view and many other things that form the filters that we look through. And we need to be able to navigate around those when we're talking to people, because sometimes our clients may fall right into a category of which we've lived with a bias. Next, can you self-motivate and manage your time? This is important on the business level, because there's no boss. You're the boss. You have to be able to structure your day and your projects and your goals so that you can meet them, so that you can say, I need to accomplish this, that, and this in this period of time. And so you have to have the discipline to be able to do that for yourself. It's essential, because in this business, and depending on how much money you want to earn, the ability to execute tasks is the ultimate indicator of your success. Do you know what you're good at? We talked about that in Authentic Purpose for Marketing. you have to know what your natural talents are, because you're going to build your business on that. That's going to be the framework of how you put yourself out in the world. And finally, are you someone people already come to for guidance and counsel? Are you someone people trust? Are someone you're the one on speed dial when they have a problem? So if that's already happening for you, and all these things are happening for you, you're a fantastic candidate for coaching. Now, if you answered no to any of these questions, then I just suggest you get to work on those no answers and get them to yes before moving in a coaching direction. Part 2, the first steps to coaching readiness. You know, just like an athlete warms up and trains and prepares to go out there and do their sport, in coaching we have to get ready as well. And the first thing we always have to do is a personal assessment. What do I know and how do I know it? You know, I actually wrote a book to begin and had a workbook in the back, but I chronicled my struggles and how I grew beyond them so they didn't define me. And that really helped me understand what I knew and then how I could disseminate that to others. You don't have to write a book, you can, but it's important that you know what you know and how you know it so that you can, again, disseminate your information to others when you make suggestions to them. Next, it's hand in hand with the personal assessment. What do you still struggle with? And what are you doing to finish your personal healing around that struggle? And of course, we all have stuff, and we always will as long as we're alive. But it's important we know what filters we're looking through and what influences our opinions and how we interact with others. So that is just extremely important to know. And next, this might be the most important. What are your dreams? Where do you see your coaching business taking you? What do you wish for? What's in your heart desire? And the reason this is so important is because we set goals that we tie to our dreams, and we make a map. And this is how we get step by step to what those things are that we want to have. But if you don't give yourself permission to dream, you'll never get there. So that's fun and extremely important. And finally, we as coaches, we ask clients to review their own behavior and beliefs all the time. We need to do the same personal inventory, because in that personal review process, we become clear about what we know and what information we have that can be valuable to others. And we need it at our fingertips. And finally, we need to walk the walk and talk the talk that we do with our clients. All right, the fundamentals of coaching. So this is actually how you do it. The first step, when someone comes into your realm, you need to assess the viability of them as a potential client. Do they fit your style? After they've told you a little bit about their problem, are they someone you know you can help? That's just the most important piece, because if it fits, you're going to be successful with them. Next, when you have your first session, after you've assessed that they're viable, that's your time to learn all about the client. You hear their story and what they need from you and all the pertinent details that brought them to be with you on that first session. And then after you've been gathering pertinent information, so you have the full picture of who your client is, then you begin to do what I call uncover limiting beliefs. And our limiting beliefs are those things that hold us back, you know, and I don't think I'm good enough, or whatever it is. And that's when we begin to make suggestions. We don't give advice, we make suggestions for to-dos. Try this, try that. And it helps the client to deconstruct their limiting beliefs and thinking. So we usually replace one thing for another. And finally, I mean, that's essentially the process right there, those first four. But as the coach, you have to honor the client and the profession. You have to treat the coach-client relationship as a sacred covenant. Our our industry isn't licensed like a therapist is licensed, but we still want to follow that same code of ethics where we keep their anonymity and we protect them at all costs. Now, coaching is a relationship building process. We have to be tender and straightforward and resourceful. We have to honor the profession by honoring the client. Integrity, safety, anonymity for your client is essential. And truly, it's what makes coaching work. And finally, part 4, how to build your business platform. This is the template. First, you have to determine your business name. And there are tools out there to help you do that if you Google it, if you're struggling. And I know a lot of people like to name their business their name. But I'm telling you, if unless you're already famous, I would stray away from that. It doesn't mean you can't buy more than one domain name and have them point to the page of your business. But most people, unless you have a very easy and memorable name, are going to have a lot of trouble remembering your name if they met you somewhere and looking you up on the internet. So I wish that I hadn't made that step when I first began. My name is Phyllis King, and people always misspell my first name. Sometimes they remember it was a P and they think it's Patricia. It's very difficult. And I have several domains that point to one name. So think carefully about your business name, but like it, whatever it is. Be proud of it. Next, determine your niche. And this goes back to what are you good at? It doesn't mean you can't do other things. So for instance, most people come to me for intuitive coaching and business development, and I've been good at business or understanding how to make things work since I was 10 years old. So it came with the packaging. I was born that way. Not that I didn't develop and learn and add to what I already have, but that's why most people come to me. But then once they trust me and understand my process, it doesn't mean I don't do love coaching, doesn't mean I don't do abundance coaching. It doesn't any of that. But people, and this is part of how you call in your tribe, by being resonant with what you're already naturally good at. Next, create places where you can be found. Websites, social media, different places that you speak at, what have you, a blog. It's like, I can't tell you how many times I talk to coaches and I'm saying, well, where can I look you up? And they go, oh, well, I haven't created that yet. And not having a place where people can find you, it says, first of all, you don't believe in yourself. And second, it's like you just make it so much harder for your momentum to get going. So you have to create places you can be found. Next, you've got to develop your message and master outreach. They pretty much go together. But your message really talks about, in a very succinct manner, who you are and what you do. My message is often about empowerment and building people up to be their best selves. If someone says to me, if they meet me in the elevator and we're chatting, what do you do? I'm not going to say, oh, I empower people to be their best selves necessarily, but I will say I'm a life or a business coach. Something of that message. Or I'll say, I notice people sabotage themselves. I help people get out of their own way. That is a message. And then as you master outreach, when you're doing programs and services, you always have to, as I said earlier, define problems and offer solutions. And that's the whole game. How do you describe what you do so that others can see themselves in your offering and find it resonant? And finally, disseminate your information in many forms. This piggybacks with create a place where you can be found, but it's more that you want audio, video, written word, you want to show up in person, you want to get yourself out, depending on how big you want to go. Different people like to read who don't like to watch videos, and vice versa. Some people want to watch videos and don't want to read. As many ways as you can disseminate your message and your information, the more successful you're going to be, the more people who are going to hear about you. And finally, Building our business and our platform is really about finding and cultivating proper matches. Matches means that we blend, we're a fit. So we craft our marketing messages based upon what people are looking for, but that also match with our natural skill sets. And as we do that in our messaging, we don't make sales. We inspire participation. It's a match. And that's the target we want to reach in our outreach. Because when we do that, we attract our tribe to us. We invite loyalty, we invite enthusiasm, and of course, financial abundance. All right, so there you have it, the templates. And I know it's a lot of information and a lot to digest. But I told you at the beginning, it's my intention to blow your mind wide open to the greatness that is inside of you. And these building blocks are exactly what it takes to coach well and build a lucrative and fulfilling business. And even if you don't enroll in the program I'm going to offer today, I want each of you to have the real information about what it takes to reach the point of having the 3 F's in your life: the financial security, the fulfillment, and the freedom. So now, please relax your mind a bit and you can enjoy the remainder of the presentation. I'm now going to share with you my specialized program that turns people into coaches, entrepreneurs, and success stories. But first I want to introduce you to one of my graduate students, Terry, true success story. And Terry is an amazing woman. She's a breast cancer survivor, and she's had some other traumatic life experiences that she grew around and took, really mined the gold from those experiences. And today she runs incredible groups in the San Francisco Bay Area and really does top-notch coaching. And she's been coaching professionally for 5 years now, and it's her only job, and she does fantastic at it. She's recently met and married the love of her life, and she has everything she needs. And that's what I mean about, it's a perfect example of turning her experience into abundance in all forms. That goes together. When you reach for your inner greatness, everything comes to you. And this is Amber. Amber's another graduate student who's actually just killing it in the marketplace. She happens to be married and she has 2 young children, and she has her own marketing and strategic support business agency, and she's absolutely amazing. And she started at the beginning, just like you guys will. And there's hundreds more like Terry and Amber. So now, with all the fast track information you just received, you can jump into coaching right now if you're ready. But if you want more details and guidance and to follow a step-by-step method to minimize your learning curve, I invite you to consider my ICC system. ICC means Intuitive Coaching Certification. It's just a shorter way to say it. But the ICC system is 8 modules of content with comprehensive support. And what does that mean? In the ICC system, there's the 8 modules. It's a step-by-step system. Module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in those modules are 17 video files. And in those files, there's roughly 10 hours of instruction. And then there's 17 worksheets. They go with the video files so you can really work through your process. There's also 8 audio files. And on those files, there's 6.5 hours of instruction. And lastly, there's a final quiz which allows you to become certified. You take that at the end, you send it to me, and if you got it enough correct, I'm going to certify you. Now, don't freak out about a test. If for any reason you didn't hit the mark, I'll just correct it and say redo it. And so, you just have to relearn a certain part and you'll get to the finish line. But in addition to the content of the course, I offer bi-monthly support in a mastermind group that I run the group, and it's twice a month, and it includes students who've graduated and students who are currently in the program. You can hop on there listen to other students or work through any issue you're having, and I'm there to work through it with you. As well, I have a closed Facebook group for my intuitive coaches, and I give you access to that. And I'm on that group almost every day, and it's a great place to ask questions or, talk about whatever your challenge is in the moment. So now I'm just going to run through quickly what the modules cover. Well, the first module is defining your vision. What do you want? And then we chart your course, how we're going to get you there. The second module attends to clarify spirituality. What do you believe and why? Because so much of intuitive coaching adds that spiritual component to help people put a frame around their circumstance. And we do have to know how to talk to people who don't believe like us. The third module is specifically on enhancing your intuition. These are tools and techniques to learn to use your intuition on call. And the next 5 modules are 3 of holding space, 1, 2, and 3, how to be with people on purpose, how to coach. And in those modules, I've downloaded everything I can share with you, from intake to how to charge, to how to have, those difficult moments, to how to run groups, to speaking, to all of that stuff. It just has everything about being a professional coach. And then module 7 is about setting up and marketing your business. And this is extremely comprehensive, and it's the type of module you will listen back to multiple times as your business grows, because at the beginning, you're going to need different information than you're going to need, when you're at, say you're ready to scale up to 6 figures or beyond. You need different information. So it's a progressive process. And then finally, the last module is moving forward, and it's specifically designed to get you some strategies for now that you don't have the structure of the course. How do you stay on track? How do you stay relevant? How do you keep yourself interesting in the marketplace? And of course, don't forget, you have the bi-monthly mastermind group, the closed Facebook group, and you have live access to me. And you can stay in the group for as long as you need to be there. Most people don't tend to stay there longer than a year. That's about how long they seem to need it. But I have a couple of people who've been there 2 or 3 years for various reasons. So it's really up to you how long you want to be there. You don't have to attend every session. It's just when you need it, you can hop in there. And of course, the closed Facebook group, which, as I said, I check almost every day. So here it is, the 8 modules, 17 hours of instruction, long-term live support, and the ability to become certified. So you can see that I have designed the ICC system to ensure your success. If you show up and you do the steps, you will become successful in every way you want to experience success. And the ICC contains all the materials, information, instruction, and support you need to get to the finish line and reach the 3 Fs. So you have an opportunity now to jump into a new reality and into your greatness. You can begin living the life you deserve and the life you've dreamed about, and it can start today. You can change your life today. You can answer the call to become big in your own life. And the first step to realizing abundance in your life is to bet on yourself first. That's what it takes to become successful in anything in life. That's what it takes to cultivate happiness, and that's what it takes to realize fulfillment. Now, if you've listened to the Fast Track information and you believe the coaching profession is for you, the next slides will give you all the details you need to know about how you can begin. So you may imagine, with all these materials and the comprehensive support, the cost is going to be far out of your price range. Well, I have good news, because as much as you want success, I truly want your success too. I want to give you the opportunity to become an agent of change in the world ASAP. I want you on the path to the 3 F's today. I want you to feel the power that is inside of you and unleash it in the world. So ordinarily, the Intuitive Coaching Certification course is sold for $15.99. But today, I'm going to offer a discount of $600. So if you enroll today, you're going to do it not for $15.99, but for $9.99. Here's what that would look like. You have easy pay options. You can do one payment of $9.99 or 3 installments of $333. Or I also partner with PayPal, and they have a no interest, no payments for 6 months. But there is more. As an incentive for taking action today, I'm going to add a free bonus course. It's a copy of my masterclass video course, How to Develop and Harness Your Psychic Abilities, and you're going to get it for free. And in that course, there are 14 hours of guided video instruction. It's a great foundation for beginners or those who want to deepen what they already have in the intuitive arena. But some of the things on there include energy safety, how to be safe while opening up your intuition, and how to do it on call when you want it. Ordinarily, the masterclass is sold for $749, but if you act today, take action today, you're going to receive it for free. So this screen lays it out. This is what you're going to receive if you enroll today. Now, everybody's getting the ebook who's watched the presentation, So You Want to Be a Life Coach. But you will also get the video class with a $749 value, and you'll get the self-guided intuitive coaching certification course with a $15.99 value. That's $2,339 worth of products for $9.99. But there's more, of course. Some of you are going to want to have faster results. Some of you want to expedite your progress. And I have an expedited progress program. And it includes everything you saw on the last screen. The only difference is you get 8 sessions one-on-one with me. So 1 session for each module. And the cost for the expedited results program is $25.99. I'm still going to give you, for doing it today, the Psychic Development Masterclass for free with a $749 value. And I'm still going to give you the $600 discount. So rather than $25.99, it's $19.99. 1 payment or 3 payments of $666. So the expedited results package, this is what you get. The ebook, this Psychic Abilities course, the Intuitive Coaching Certification course, plus the 8 one-on-one sessions with me. That's $3,348 worth of products for $19.99. Now here's the options. On the left is a self-guided course. On the right is the expedited results course where you could work with me. You can take a minute to review those. They're pretty much the same, except one includes the sessions with me. And now's your time to choose. Now's your time. You just click on either one appeals to you, which feels right to you. It will take you to a checkout page and you'll be able to download your class immediately or schedule your time with me immediately. And thank you so much for listening and viewing the presentation. And this is your time to download the ebook. So You Want to Be a Life Coach, Learning the Art of Giving Effective Feedback. And I thank you so very much for being here today. I look forward to your expansion and all that you can do in the world. And I'd love to hear from you and any of your success stories after this. Again, thanks so much and have a wonderful day. And make sure you click and download the ebook.